So welcome guys, as we are gonna get into our semi-final action. So we have our map pool ready, set, and looking to go. It's gonna be Eternal Empire coming our way first. Next on the list, gonna be Golden Wall yet again. And finally, if need be, Nightshade, gonna be map number 3. Bands down below, there you go. Those 4 maps not gonna be seeing play as much as you'd expect. But yeah, Eternal Empire and Nightshade pretty much staple picks as of the moment. In the meantime, we are gonna be going into Golden Wall later on. It has gotten a resurgence actually here in the latter parts of our map pool. So, Mr. XtinC, what do you think? We're gonna see Golden Wall yet again, but Eternal Empire gonna be first. Is this gonna be Harassment Overload again into this coming game?
So Eternal Empire, we're gonna see the macro map again. Let's see. But as we all know, Shenanigans for the entirety of the Eternal he just went for his standard 1-1 killing blow.
Pretty much the way to go. That's exactly what Shenanigans loves to play. Even if he is a little behind in terms of that timing, he makes it work. And you saw that on Golden Wall, he's just destroying, he's just demolishing, he makes a concave, he pretty much makes a sea out of Marines, and they become a sea of blood, guts, and bullets. But now it's time to get into the first game of our semifinals. This is the second semifinals, guys. We already got to play out the first earlier on off stream, and now G-Boy is waiting for one of these two players to meet him in pitch combat. On Eternal Empire, first and foremost, though, gonna be the Protoss versus Terran matchup yet again. I think we've seen that way too many times on stream already. Unfortunately, all Zergs in the competition knocked out in round number 2 immediately. So it is what it is. We get one of these two factions. Will we see a PvP, or will it be yet again our staple PvT? Let's get into the matchup, let's get into the action, and let's get into semifinals number 2 with Shenanigans on cam. XtinC, who we got here now? Give me some intros.
Okay, on the bottom left side, the blue turn, the 1-1 master we have, Shenanigans. And on the top right side, the red Protoss, we have catx.
Highly underwhelming, huh? Highly underwhelming compared to the hype you've been getting, Shenanigans. So I'm already calling bias casting there, guys, from
Actually,
Mr.
it's because I don't really know catx playstyle.
Bro, didn't you see his artwork in your artwork? Didn't you see his amazing game in Golden Wall 8-bit edition? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's one game. It's one game. I've seen Shenanigans for how many games already. I don't want to judge on one game.
And guys, apparently we have a third co-caster in the casting channel. What's up, Mizzle? Shoutouts to him just laughing out of nowhere. Hey, hello, Mr. Marshall. How you doing? So, give us a quick little hi to the audience before you scoot on away. Come on, Mizzle.
Hi everyone. I'm happy that a lot of you participated in this small tournament, even with a small, I mean like
Small
a very
map,
short
price.
notice. I like that 8-bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was 8-bit. Come on, guys. Like it's think about it. I have the PS4 and XtinC has the PS1. That was pretty much it. You can see the difference in production. But apparently,
It's not the PS1. It's the big battery
okay.
PlayStation game console something. The very old one.
Okay, okay, cool. That works too. But look at this. For the PS1, let's just call it the PS1 first. You put a CD in, it works. The PS4, you try to download the game, apparently the update doesn't work. You have to update it again. You have to make sure all your software is okay. You need to pair your controller to make the beautiful things happen. And that is exactly what happened there. Simplicity at its finest. And XtinC luckily able to stream us, kinda? For that one game, but since we are back, everything is set and ready. No more technical issues happening. Fingers crossed. And in Eternal Empire we go. Second base being built already by Shenanigans. A reactor gonna be there as well. Double pumping up those Marines. But in the meantime, we got catx going for his defensive stats yet again. The shield is truly the sword here for the Protoss.
Yep, and as we can see, there's a sentry and warp gate already on its way. So let's see if you're gonna go for another timing attack here for the Protoss.
And if you guys are looking for the latest results, the latest action in the gold to diamond bracket, just type in exclamation point bracket. It is all there. You're gonna see the matchups. You're gonna see who has made it where. And right here, right now, catx gonna be trying to defend things as much as possible with his structure placement. Look at that, a pretty formed up wall, really blocking out any kind of movements. The probes, so able to zip on over to the other side. Onto the natural we go. Defensive shield battery and a robo facility taking points on to the second base.
Yeah, I think he watched the previous games of Shenanigans here and figured out what kind of game style it does. So look at that, Observer on its way. That's very early Observer.
Observer yet again, always good for the scout. I don't really hate the really early Observer because it is a very quick unit to build in the first place. Sure, you lose out just a little bit in that immortal timing, but you get that scouting information. And with an early Observer, it allows you to play a little more on the defensive end, allows you to play a little more on the macro style. And personally, I do like going for Observer first before deciding to go into an Immortal, actually, since I play on a more reserved way of playing this game. But who cares about what I think, because I am just a lowly pleb. And in the meantime, we do got that bunker set on up here, and now for Shenanigans, gonna be looking
He's
to
gonna
defend.
go for a medevac drop with 3 Widow Mines.
You know what they
Let's
call them?
see.
Widow mines, right? Because basically, once they blow up, someone's gonna be a widow. Oh, did you not know?
didn't know that.
I know that. I think that's. I know that's the one of the official things about it, like the official statements or something like that. But hey, maybe I'm just pulling that out of my butt. As vindicated, getting a few more simulators on. He's gonna need a lot of gas for the upcoming army he wants to build. Because a Robo Bay, I can't wait. Will this be disruptors into the field?
Yep, and Twilight Council and the Force, so he's gonna go for a very tech-heavy composition here, with +1, I presume.
Yeah, +1. Always a good way to go. And I really appreciate the Gold to Diamond bracket understanding the importance of upgrades. It's such a big boon, because it basically gives you free shots, or allows your units to survive things where it normally wouldn't. And it makes a big deal, those small little integers here in StarCraft 2, because it adds up, because it really accumulates both ends in terms of the attacking and the defending end. And right here, right now, it's going to be the safer approach here for our boy catx. It's gonna be extended thermal lance, colossi potentially into the field.
Colossus. It's a Colossus build.
Yeah.
So, but no third base yet, so it's gonna be, let's see, timing push with 2 Colossus.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty heavy investment actually from Mr. catx, but the Widow Mines
Here comes the Widow Mines. He's
Scouts?
not looking.
gets the rural and huge 15! 15 goes down with one fell swoop. And this will throw such a big wrench in the plans of catx, because he's going for Colossus. He's going for Charge Lot as well. Seems like we have a little bit of a disconnection in order for our co-caster, Mr. XtinC. Highly unfortunate. But while we are waiting for one right now, oh, there you go, he's back. Oh, look at that. That is so unfortunate. The photon cannon was just so close, but it didn't make it in time. So yes, +1 as well onto the ground weaponry, plus the charge is coming. And with a whole base torn to shreds, it's gonna be very difficult for catx to honestly build on up in the first place. He's not gonna have enough resources, and I think Mr. XtinC should just drop out because he is getting in the way of the game. Yeah, let's drop, because we're getting in the way. Yeah, it's like very important that these players can keep up with their momentum. So at the same time, I'm gonna do something XtinC did for me earlier on, and I'm gonna stream it on Discord for him just in case he comes back. So if you start hearing his voice, he'll be able to get on. It's okay. We have backup. No worries, guys. And so yeah, it's gonna be. Oh, it's back. What is that sound? That sound is silence. It's been a while, Daks. Yes, Daks. Well, I guess we're gonna be casting together, Daks. Okay, Daks. So, solo cast again for me right here as XtinC does get dropped. And as I was saying, oh, here comes another drive on by, but the photon cannon now in position. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. I got a full cannon ready, but the concave on those probes. Still gonna be enough damage there. Sacrificing those Widow Mines to get rid of another wave here. So catx now on a pretty bad spot. Again, he's not gonna have enough income to really support what he wants to build. He wants to go for Zealots, he wants to go for Colossi, and he's getting +1 right now. But the cost of this Colossus really is just basically in an income of a base. So he's not really gonna have much in the bank. He will still have enough for a few Zealots here and there. But beyond that, he's gonna be always perilous in terms of that resource count. And if one more hit comes to his economic line, that might be any kind of momentum here for the Protoss shutdown. In the meantime though, Shenanigans is gonna be looking to still go on for his standard. He wants to be having all the check marks. It really is Shenanigans going for a grocery list shop. And he's making sure that he has everything he wants listed down before he goes out into the world with his quarantine pass and line up at Save More. Anyway though, Concussive Shell gonna be ready to go, and 12 seconds left for the Infantry +1. Timing attack truly is the name of the game here for Shenanigans, with the charge lots getting out in front. Shenanigans doesn't want to commit until the +1 is ready, sees the Colossus in behind, and the armor right now connecting on to many, but luckily for catx, he realizes this is a fight he cannot win. Gonna be retreating instead. In the meantime though, more and more of the siege tanks looking to reinforce medevacs, also with a top up, but there's only 2 of them. So one good snipe onto these medevacs, that is going to be no sustain whatsoever for the Marines in the first place. And behind all of this, Archons right now warped on over. Twilight Council, as well as the Templar Archives, teched on over, and at the same time, with it's usually the mineral lines that are broken, he uses that gas to reinforce his lines. So Vindicated, aka catx, getting a few more bulky units here and there. Spots out the Widow Mine as well with the Observer. Always good to have a little bit of vision here and there. And apparently, I don't think so. Here comes the shots though. Guardian Shield to mitigate some damage. And the Thermal Lance pretty far off, getting the cook on. Good composition here from catx, really realizing what his opponent wants to do. And finally, the one-trick pony gonna get his comeuppance. Shenanigans gonna go for the drop already. He's trying to make these infantry units work, but it's just not happening. catx, reading his opponent, takes care of the medevac with the load on in. And now the Protoss looking to stifle, looking to shut down anything Shenanigans wants to do. Even this poor medevac gonna get caught in the crossfire. Anyway, still have Vikings here on the field, but Shenanigans looking in a spot of trouble. Vindicated taking the lead in the army counts, but he is not working as a unit. He's putting a few units way too far off in the front, and Archons given freely here to Shenanigans, evening things up. And the armor yet again, siege tanks gonna be able to get some really good hits. Look at that Colossus, evaporates into a trident that drops on over, but still Vindicated, or catx, still in this fight, albeit barely. Has the back on now, Shenanigans again taking back the lead. And both sides making a few key mistakes on both fronts. Vindicated keeping everything too clustered. An anti-armor missile there from Shenanigans turns things around. And now it's time to go for the recall. But Vindicated gonna be freely getting a 3rd base. Shenanigans doing the same. A reset here on both sides. And here on Eternal Empire, it might really matter to get that 3rd base going. Anyway though, for both players, it really feels like catx is going for a very reactive stance. He understands what Shenanigans wants to do, but at the same time, he's a little conflicted trying to decide on his specific build. And a few hits there from Shenanigans' side onto that main mineral line was such a big wrench in the plans of catx. I feel like if catx didn't lose that many probes, he would have gotten an attack earlier on, able to actually outmaneuver the +1 and be able to win out the potential fight with the Thermal Lance in behind. But right here, right now, getting that +2 for the ground weaponry, making sure his bulk composition down below gonna be anyhow effective. Still though, bio here and now for Shenanigans. It's pretty much the way he knows how to play, and he will not do anything else. We haven't really seen much mech today, honestly. It has been such a biological warfare here, all about infantry. World War Space is the name of the game here on StarCraft. And yet again, here comes more and more of these support units. A Raven, 2 medevacs, and a few Vikings Liberators right now. Feels like though Shenanigans is really skimping on these medevacts. He doesn't have too much to sustain those Marines, and especially against the splash damage of both the Colossus as well as the Archon. Might not be enough to only have 2 of those flyers. Gonna be very useful as well to go for the pronged attack, because he wants to go for the drops. He wants to separate those units from one another and be able to find a way to kill those vulnerable, tall units. What do you even call this? Like, these are the walkers, right? These are like the walkers from War of the Worlds. It's just really imposing, but they are quite flimsy, to say the least. The Vikings can be very helpful as well to get some damage done pretty freely, as Colossi can only hit ground units. And right here, right now, it seems like catx feeling the confidence. He's gonna go for the aggressive expand, pushing on forward onto the rich Vespine Geyser we go for this upcoming match. But Shenanigans still staying on 3 base, moving over to the eastern side, having more and more of this anti-air. Lots of Liberators in behind, actually. Gonna be 4 of them, trying to make those zones of liberation. Put that focus fire on. So Shenanigans has reinforced his air units, but will it be enough? The Protoss, the Red Protoss rather, trying to get in position, trying to find his opponents. But Shenanigans already setting things up onto that natural. Auto turret to take the attention away. Liberation zones already here from the Liberators. And 1 Colossus, as we said, gonna get freely taken. There's also charging on in. Here comes the shots. At the armor now connecting onto those Archons, onto the Stalkers in behind. And everything getting torn apart yet again. Interference matrix onto that Archon. And this is looking like Vindicated will not be able to get the vindication that he needs. Shenanigans still keeping on with what he knows. Just adding on a little more, attacking things up. And will take game number 1 in this best of 3. Shenanigans taking the lead yet again, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the Terran showing that even though he is read by his opponents, he knows how to adjust, he knows how to find these adjustments and take opportunities given to him freely. That attack there from catx early on, where he gave out the front units for free and allowed the anti-armor to really connect, was such a lost opportunity for our Protoss player. Highly unfortunate. And I'll just be making a quick little lobby, but here we go for game number 2. It's going to be Golden Wall next. And give me party leader. Party leader, please. Yeah, guys, give me the party leader so I can make the upcoming map. Impressive stuff. No, Shenanigans. Shen is the party leader. So yeah, so we're gonna need that one to actually get our next game going, but it is going to be Golden Wall. They're on Eternal Empire though. It really was just such a tug-of-war scenario. There were many instances where both sides could have done it, and I feel like for catx, he was just a little too late to react to the upcoming drops. It feels like here on the Gold to Diamond is if they do get the scouting, they don't really respect it too much. We see too late photon cannons, we see too late observers in position, and even with the fact that Shenanigans is pretty much scouted all around, it really still allows him to get those hits, those widow mines. As we said, he went for Colossus, so that means he really need to invest a lot of money onto those walkers basically, and alongside all of that, it really just was the grit there from Shenanigans, anti-armor being so effective. Anyway though, we're going for a quick little race check between our 2 players. Is XtinC back? Oh, seems like he is. Okay, so as we are trying to get Mr. Cocaster back into the game, were you able to actually catch that first game, Mr. XtinC, or are you out of commission?
I'm still watching on your Twitch. What happened?
Oh really?
Who won, by the way?
Spoilers, but that was a victory there for our boy, the Terran player himself, Shenanigans.
Oh, but I see it went up to 3 base. So a little more macro-ish game.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget that this is now Diamond versus Diamond, really going to show that these two players are honestly at the level, at the high level there, at the highest level here in our in our bracket, honestly, in our restriction. So, really goes to show the ladder making such a big difference even in a tournament setting like this. Quick little reminder though of our upcoming map today is going to be Golden Wall LE. And what do you think? We've seen how Shenanigans as well as catx, how they play on this map. Who do you think has the edge? Who do you think has the understanding more onto this upcoming map number 2? Okay, I guess the dog's gonna answer me. But from what I've noticed, they're really for Shenanigans, he can try to go for the harassment in behind those rich mineral fields, but he usually just decides to find the concave on over and encircle his opponents. Now, catx did go for those colossus, and this might actually be a good idea in the future because you already saw the effectivity, especially with the thermal lance, especially with how many of those wars were able to make things happen. Another opportunity he can go on could be Storms, but it seems like there isn't really that confidence to go for that micro ability. He already went Archon, and the next step could be to go for some Side Storms, very, very effective. And even if you get hit by the anti-armor, the damage is still going to be there in the first place. Okay, so
Let me finish load and I'll be able to
okay,
do
XtinC is loading. Okay, so we'll just wait for Mr. XtinC to hop on in. Why is that noise always the fan? Is a fan or something? But it is what it is. And anyway, it was just a little too difficult against the anti-armor. For the Protoss, he really just wants to make a ball. He wants to make a really strong central core composition, but on the opposite end, it really is just such a good debuff there from the Raven, and that is something that really puts Shenanigans on edge, on as well as giving him the edge in many of these fights. He knows how to utilize the Raven. He understands the importance of the supporting units. And right here, right now, we're gonna be getting into the game very, very shortly. Just waiting for our co-caster to hop on in. So in the meantime, guys, we'll be right back in a minute or two. We'll be back for this upcoming match, game number 2 between Shenanigans and catx. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, we back. Of course, Mr. XtinC, such a diva, making us wait. Not like I made anyone wait or anything. But, in my defense, that wasn't my fault. The game was like, hey, you're not gonna play that map. You, the map totally worked. But no, not gonna work this time. And there you go, everything just went to bits and pieces. But hey, at least we're back on track, and we are getting into game number 2 very, very soon. If you're gonna take that long, Mr. XtinC, I could just stream it for you here on Discord if you want. Yeah, okay. Like I should have done this first. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this one. Game number 2, Golden Wall, coming our way into this coming matchup. Shenanigans still versus catx, Terran versus Protoss, and both sides looking ready, set, and willing and able. Whoever wins this is gonna be moving over to the finals to face off against G-Boy. It's gonna be a pretty hype affair. Golden Wall, though, gonna be building us up a barrier of entry, and we'll see which one of these two players can break it as we get into this coming matchup.
Let's see if our products can get the series back to 1-1.
Yeah,
I was hoping to get 1-1.
Yeah, let's look at that map results yet again. Shenanigans with the first victory there, but Golden Wall still up for grabs to either of these two player. Marinjet playing Kuya XtinC sa background, of course. You guys not hear it when XtinC? Did not hear the solo cast difference versus the XtinC Electric Fan co-cast, my favorites. But it is what it is. It's all good in the hood. As we're gonna get into the game, it's time to get into our action. Here we go with Shenanigans actually taking the 1-0 lead. And introducing first on to the right-hand side of Golden Wall is the Blue Terran, needing one more map to win. Shenanigans. Take it away though on the left-hand side. It's gonna be a different color. Ooh, we got XtinC.
We have the orange Protoss. Is that orange?
Yes,
we have
sir.
catx, aka Vindicated.
Yeah, catx looking to turn things around and tie things up into this one. This is the longest I've ever sat down and played SC. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Thank you, guys. You know, remember, guys. Wait. Before we start, we're only playing for $20, huh? Remember this, guys. We're only playing for $20, and we have been live for 5 hours. Just to note. Anyway, what you got, Mr. XtinC?
The stream on your Discord is 8 bits.
Huh? It's not my fault. That's not on me. That's yours. That's your problem. Because I'm streaming on 720p by 30 FPS. It is obviously lower than my Twitch stream, but it should be very, very stable on Discord, my friend. So that is your internet. That is not my problem. So you can just see what I'm looking at in a PowerPoint setting. Anyway, though, here comes the barracks. It's time for the Reaper opening yet again from Shenanigans. Of course, catx will be able to scout things out. Goes for the natural pretty quickly. And he will go for the defensive one. Yeah, pretty defensive stance. Goes for the Nexus first before the Cybernetics core. Will be looking to get lower macro on and the economy, but he will need to get a Stalker ASAP as the Reaper is coming his way.
Yeah. So let's see if this Reaper can actually get some kills. So Stalker's not out yet as of now.
Yes, Stalkers. No, he doesn't have the Cyber core. How can he get Stalkers without the Cyber core, my friend?
Oh, never mind. There's no Stalkers yet. So
yeah, because he got the
Reaper
Nexus
might
first.
get a few probe kills. Let's see.
Yeah,
Depends on the micro of our Terran.
I'm pretty confused. You're the one who said that he went for the fast expand, and then he's like, and then you're like, where's the Cyber core? I'm like, there's no Cyber core. The Nexus is first. You said it yourself. I got the information from you. But hey, that's how you do it. That's how StarCraft works, ladies and gentlemen. You know, who knows tech theories? I don't have the time anyway. Because this is gonna be Shenanigans right now. Looking to go all into that main base. Shield battery though, always a good way to defend. And we have seen a lot of success with shield batteries here in Golden Wall. Remember the last match, 4 shield batteries making the Stalker just absolutely immortal.
Yeah, let's see what are they gonna do here. Who's gonna go attack first? Who's gonna defend?
So yeah, this is gonna pan out. It really seems like Shenanigans might want to go for an early aggression, but looking at his history, he doesn't really go at it. Even if he has the advantage in a more aggressive stance, he likes to go for a second base. He likes to go for a bunker, and he really goes for a defensive outlook into the game until it's his time to shine. It's literally someone trying to make sure that for their photo shoot, they aren't just showered. They have their makeup on, their lashes are checked, their skin is all supple. It really is the finer details that Shenanigans does, and we've talked about it before, the sum of his parts. +1, stim pack, combat shield, and concussive shots. All five that make half the planet here for Shenanigans. Anyway, though, with the kid, aka catx, does get the warp gate on line. We'll see how this is gonna go though here for our orange Protoss. And again, guys, unfortunately, we didn't get to get too much Zerg representation, and this tournament wasn't even able to highlight any one of them as they were knocked out in round number 2. So if you do this yet again, on to the next one, you know what place to race on and what race to place in. Maybe we'll see some Zerg into a future edition of this tournament. But maybe we're talking a little too early. We'll see if we can actually get this going, but I do love and appreciate these supports from the community. You guys seem to enjoy it a lot, and like I said, we've been streaming for hours already, and you guys haven't stayed on even with the technical issues, even with the delays. And we are happy to bring you some SCPH action, and I'm glad to have found time for myself as the Raven comes out immediately, allows the Cyclone to tear that Observer apart. Hallucinated Phoenix as well will get blown to bits. But yeah, I'm just happy I found some really good time right now to actually get into some StarCraft tournaments, especially for the local scene. Big shoutouts, of course, to Mizzle for the sponsorship, fixing up the overlays. If you see the icon down below in the overlays, that's his website actually. That's his logo. You can check out www.dlsmizzle.com, and he's a really, really solid graphic artist, and I know he fixes up a few things in different websites and the like. So there you go, a little sponsor plug, but he's the one really who went forward with his plan. Without him, this wouldn't happen. So big shout outs to the guy, XtinC as well, really going for a foray to go for the co-cast. It seems like he's been having fun, even with, you know, the things that irk me, like the dog barking, the fan being noisy, but it is what it is. We're just trying to have fun here and now. We're on the small end. It's nothing big like the SEA Games, guys. It's just all about the community, and that is where I feel that we can thrive in. Having community for the community, by the community, and hopefully we get a little more supports along the way. Anyway though, let's see how this is gonna go. We haven't really been talking about much about the game. Photon cannons are coming on up, and it seems like catx is just wary of a potential drop from Widow Mines, but they don't even exist in this game right now. It is really just gonna be all about Marines and more of those infantry. Cyclone right now, the old patrol. It really goes to show that these players still not really on the highest ranks. You don't usually have a unit on patrol just for no absolute reason, but the Cyclone making sure that no one's going to be coming from that side. Just a few quirks making it sure that this is truly the gold to diamond. It's not about them being bad guys, it's just about them trying to get better and looking to optimize their game. Anyway though, we are gonna get the extended thermal lance, and I feel like here for catx, if things keep on up and he's able to repel Shenanigans' attack, we will see a potential reversal of fortunes. If Shenanigans does go for the attack, he does have the advantage, he can go for it, as catx is really trying to expand into an aggressive stance, but he doesn't have the army count to back it. There's no muscle here and now. The Colossus is gonna be very, very important for this defense. But, as I'm trying to say, if catx is able to hold, he can just go for the counterattack, and he might be able to cook up such a good reckoning against his Terran. No Widow Mine drops whatsoever. You already see catx went for early photon cannons to make sure that's not going to happen anytime soon. +2 as well coming our way. And here comes the +1 already from our Marine composition. Shenanigans though, not really gonna go for the attack as of yet. He will send a lone Marine, a scout, to make sure that he knows he can handle the opposition or not. Running on around yet again. So what happened to my boy, Mr. XtinC? Apparently he disappeared yet again. But it is what it is. The Scouting Marine does go down, cooked up like a flambe. That's not gonna be one meal you want anytime soon. Ashes scattered into the wind. In the meantime, there go the Raven with many of these medevacks, and Shenanigans actually feeling confident he can go for this fight almost twice in that army count, and if he's able to set up these siege tanks in behind, gonna be a good way to get the damage done. Cyclone as well, gonna be able to provide some fire supports, and I like the adjustment here from Shenanigans. Now he has 6 medevacks into the field. He knows he needs more healing, he knows that he needs more sustain to try and fight against this Colossus. We'll see though if it's gonna pan out, because the high ground, such a big deal for these walkers. Shenanigans looking to get in position. It might be a surprise to him as soon as he sees those units creeping on closer, trying to set up with those siege tanks in position. In the meantime, Stalker will get taken down. Here we go with the step back already. Interference Matrix shutting down those Colossi, and it's gonna be the 3rd base being overrun at the very start already. Shield battery is going down so easily, and the Colossus back into the fold, getting woken up from their slumber. In the meantime, Archon's trying to get the damage done, and there you go, catx able to hold. Losing a lot of units, sir, but the Colossi able to survive the onslaughts. And Shenanigans getting beaten back, exactly what needed to be done by the Orange Protoss. And there you go, guys, a little bit of a flip of the script, but catx did sacrifice a lot to defend that one, so Shenanigans can go for another wave. The Raven still survives, and that is really the big game changer here. So, it's time for some more feedback, and by feedback, I mean Psionic Storm for our Protoss player, High Templar, gonna be able to crack the thunder. And guys, this is not the finals as of yet. This is only semifinals. After this, we will go for a best of 5. We haven't seen that format as of yet all day. But we're already at nighttime. It's 7 PM. We started that soon. 5 hours of StarCraft and counting. In the meantime, shield battery set on up. Here comes the photon cannon. They're in behind as well. Marauders moving on forward. Marines can be there into the distance. And look at that. A lot of production now for Shenanigans. Turning things around. He's gonna go for custom shell. He realized he was missing a piece of the puzzle. Didn't really have too many Marauders in behind. Ship weaponry as well, and this is pretty much the cycle that Shenanigans likes to go forward with. He commits with the starport units, he adds things up, Liberators as well as Vikings to try and shut things down on the other side. And behind though, we were talking about this earlier on in the pregame, Marines gonna get dropped, tearing apart the rich mineral field line so easy from behind. And right now they can just move on away. It's such a simple task here for Shenanigans, as he's gonna go over to the main base. He sees the row of gateways, those warp gates, so vulnerable. In the meantime, Zealot's warped on in, and one of them does get cancelled by the deep power. Easy load on back. He went for Zealots, not Stalkers, so he's not gonna be able to shut down the medevac. And here we go yet again, Shenanigans, one more time, playing to his namesake. Enjoying his time, going for the load on up yet again. Good micro so far, only losing a few Marines in that instance. High Templar though, interesting enough, do get warped back into Archons. Usually, since he went for Psystorm, he does want to keep some of them at their normal form, and he does so, looking to try and get some energy onto 4 of them. A little bit of a reprieve though in this instance. And in the meantime, looks like Shenanigans waiting, making sure that his composition is ready to go. 200, always a good side. Advanced ballistics as well as ship weapons, really making these Liberators even more of a menace on the ground. So how will catx respond? It really has turned into 2 dead balls waiting for one another to move into the map. Neither side though expanding on the south quadrant. They both took their rich mineral fields and then they both expanded northward. So from an aggressive stance, moving on to a more passive way to build their bases. We can play it safe, but no. catx jumping the gun. It's time to go for the attack. Scans are there though, and it's looking really dangerous here for our Orange Protoss, because look at how many Liberators set up immediately. Scans completely on point. catx in the meantime, moving over to the right hand side. Can the Liberators get the catch on? The sentry turns around, ambitious efforts, and the High Templar, do they get caught? He needs to go for the Psystorm, it doesn't happen, a waste of spellcasters there. Here comes the Marines trying to play the high ground, he has a vision, but the Colossi in a prime spot. Both sides taking some really big chunks of damage. And right now, the Colossi are going for the flambe yet again. Here we go with more of these walkers. This is gonna be a Martian invasion courtesy of catx. But right here, right now, all over the map, it's gonna be action. Warp Prism onto the main base. The Warp Prism gonna die, but the Zealots are there in a lowly high temp doing something. Hey, he's gonna pretend that he is back into the fold and he will die. The power of his mind not gonna be enough against those missiles. Huge economic damage, but whoa, vindicated! Oh, wasting a few of these Colossi and he is gonna be down in that army. What went wrong there for our Protoss player? He had those Colossi in such a good spots, could have backed on out and could have caught out any stragglers. But right here, right now, 39 works to 63 sure, but 118 army to 34. If Shenanigans goes for the fight, goes for the attack right here, right now, he can have the advantage. Does he notice this? Does he realize this is his chance to shine? He went for the scan to try and make sure that his opponent doesn't have much in behind. And now looking to field on over into the stalks we go. catx really wants to go for the fights, but does he have the numbers this time? Doesn't seem to be the case. Shenanigans bringing in the reinforcements. It's gonna be a whole colony coming on back yet again. Still though, a little bit of a reprieve here for our Protoss. Seems like catx, a lot of respect honestly from the blue Terran to the orange Protoss, making sure that he is safe and sound before he goes for the attack. Still though, action keeping on coming. More Liberators into the field, and look how many of them, 12 actually set on up. Gonna be a good way to get those missiles on at the same time. Zones of Liberation gonna be so potent. Single target fire, just demolishing anything in sight. So though, catx going for a potential 5th base, looking to expand away again. A little closer to his opponents. High ground still taken. Shenanigans right now, not feeling too confident without those Liberators in place, but with the zone set on up, that is going to be enough for the Marines to get the push on over. Again, another cycle on, another set on up, forcing catx to back on out. Very difficult tug of war. It's hit for tat scenario. Infantino getting cooked up yet again, but there's still so many flyers. There's still so much jet planes in the stratosphere. How can you even respond to this? How can you even find a way to shut things down? For the Protoss, a good way could be, potential Tempest could be, some really good anti-air from the air itself. But really haven't seen the Stargate do much here for catx. Right now, he is really low on army, as well as minerals. This might be the beginning of the end here for the Protoss. Sir, he is on 4 effective bases right now, and he's gonna go for the attack on to the main base. But with probes dying left, right, and center, it's just not panning out. Here comes a desperate onslaught from catx. He's trying to find a few of these units, trying to rally point on over. But it seems like it just might not be enough. Warp Prism right now with 2 Archons, trying to go for the hits, realizes there's nothing really much here and now. And Shenanigans decides, I'm not even gonna bother defending. I will bring my bulk, I will bring my army. Maybe you send in a few Liberators just to get rid of your peskiness. But this is the death march coming the way of catx. Will we see the GG here? Will Shenanigans move on over to the grand finals? It's looking like it's gonna be TVP yet again in the finals right here, right now. Liberator still getting torn apart by those Archons, but still, the natural will fall on over. Vindicated doesn't have much in terms of money. He can't really build another Nexus anymore. He's trying to go for the upgrades. +3, not gonna be enough. GG is called, and Shenanigans is your second semifinalist. It's time to go into the grand finals. The base is being cleaned up yet again, and there you go, victory to our Terran. What can you say? Except you're welcome, and accept that Shenanigans has shown that he will do it, and he will move on to the finals. Victory here and now for our Terran player yet again. Hey, seems like Mr. Kent is back. What you think about that game? What do you think of how that went?
Intense. That's an intense macro game. It's so intense.
Shenanigans with the victory. There was really a part of the map where they just decided to stare at each other, wait for one another to move, and it really looked like catx had that fight afterwards where he moved on over to go for an attack. He lost the high temp, which was such a big loss. If catx really went through side storms, it could have made a huge difference. But still continuing on in the fight, the Colossi on the high ground, they make things happen. And he goes for a drop, really good. But for some reason, the Colossi decide to stride on over and go die, which was a huge waste. Huge waste.
If only catx was be able to throw down those storms, he might be able to destroy that army at one point.
Highly unfortunate, but it is what it is. There you go, the map screen yet again, guys. And Shenanigans with the 2-0 victory. Nightshade not gonna get played whatsoever into this one. And that was our second semifinals. You guys know what is next. It's gonna be the grand finals coming our way really soon. We're just gonna get the players on. We're gonna figure out how Mr. XtinC is gonna shut that dog the hell up, and we will be back for our upcoming match.